As a coach, one of the most proven and effective ways to sign high paying clients is by having an application based funnel. What does this mean? Essentially, it means getting your target audience to watch a recorded presentation, at the end of which they get the opportunity to book a call with you. Because nobody's going to sign up at premium prices unless they get on a call with you. Now, this most likely is going to be a Zoom call. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I conceptualize, build, and design this presentation for myself and for my clients so that you can model the framework, you can take inspiration, and you can go out there and do it yourself. So without further ado, let's dive in. Now, the first thing you need to know is that the foundation to building this presentation is to understand that your target audience does not know you. So if you have an amazing offer, right, assuming you have one flagship offer that is going to provide a transformative experience for your audience and help them actually achieve the desired goal. So you need to understand that the fundamental pillars to your coaching business is to have clarity on who that audience is and what that offer is, and then connect the dots. So I'm going to talk to you about how you can connect those dots with the help of a video that is, in other words, just a presentation. In other words, a masterclass, a training, a mini webinar, or in digital terminology, it's called a VSL, video sales letter. Okay, but for the sake of simple explanation, like I like to keep it, it is a presentation. Now, what is the idea behind this presentation? Imagine if your audience who doesn't know you, right? And in your mind, you know that you can help that particular audience, regardless of the niche, okay? And you have this amazing offer. It's a premium offer, but it's a transformative experience. It's a life-changing offer that's actually going to help your audience achieve that desired situation that they want to be in, right? Regardless of the niche, again, I'm saying. So think of the idea of you today with your family. You're sitting down and you decide, hey, let me take my family out for a movie. Now, you and I both know that if you take your family out for a movie, depending on the city you're in, it's going to cost you 1,000 rupees or so, plus the popcorn and everything, right? So for you to justify the decision in your mind whether or not to spend that money to go for the movie, what is the first thing that you're going to do? You're going to go on YouTube and you're going to go and watch the trailer of the movie. Probably you're going to go check out some reviews, and then you're going to make a collective, conscious decision that yes, I'm going to take my family out for this movie. So why am I telling you all this? Simply put, because the presentation that you build is nothing but a trailer of the forthcoming attraction, right? This presentation is an insight to your target audience to see your authority, credibility, and expertise. Yes, that is exactly what we are showcasing here. So you need to understand that we're living in this attention deficiency environment. And I say this over and over again. So you want to keep this presentation concise, straight to the point, very clear. And this is the fundamental mistake that most coaches make when they're building out this presentation, is that they go too much into teaching mode. If you're going to teach everything in the presentation, or you know those trailers that you watch on YouTube and you feel like it's a 3-minute trailer, and by the end of the trailer you feel like, what's the point of watching the movie? I saw the entire movie in the trailer itself. You don't want your audience to feel that way. So what is the intention behind this presentation? Is to help your audience understand how well you understand them. And what is it that they don't know that they should? That is where your value proposition comes to play. That is actually the meaning of value, valuable information that your audience will benefit from. It'll make them feel like they're taking that one step towards solving their problem. So, how do you conceptualize this presentation? Well, it depends again on what is it that your offer is. Now think about your offer, right? It could be a 3-month program. It could be anything that is actually going to make you money. Now, how or what is it that your audience doesn't know that they should? that you can showcase to them so that they can align with your way of thinking. And in other words, be like, wow, I had no idea you could think like this. I had no idea you could do things this way. I had no idea. I had no idea. So, what are you doing in your presentation? Is in a short period of time, the sweet spot for this presentation should be no longer than 25 to 30 minutes. Yes, because we're living in an attention deficient environment. So you want to make sure that it's a short, crisp presentation. Now, here is the outline of the presentation. Okay, you want to make sure you take notes and you actually understand this, because I've been doing this over and over and over again for all clients from all various niches. Okay, so it's based on experience that has worked and generated some amazing results for our clients at the High Ticket Society. Okay, so you need to understand now, this is how you frame your presentation. It starts with understanding what is the title of the presentation. How could you possibly hook the attention of your audience to come and check out this presentation? How can you kind of give them some kind of a bait that makes them click on the button, makes them sign up to watch your presentation, right? So your headline is something that is really, really important. In fact, there is a link in the description on how to craft winning headlines. I highly recommend that you check that out. Now, besides the headline, there's going to be a sub-headline as well. But I'm going to get into the juicy bits, which is the actual content of the presentation. Okay? When you start writing your VSL, the best way to go about it is to script it. Yes, I actually open up a Google Doc and I script the entire VSL presentation, and then I share it with my clients, get their approval. You know, it's a collaborative effort, and then we move on to the design phase. But here comes the most important part. There is a framework to the VSL. Besides the title, right, you need to understand, how do you start? What do you say? How much content you share? And how do you end, right? Because you have a limited amount of time through which you want to squeeze and bring out the essence of your authority, credibility, and expertise. So you need to understand that it starts with first addressing their pain points in the VSL itself. You want to address their pain points. Again, you might be using an ad to have got their attention to check out your presentation. So you want to remind them of why they're there in the first place. What are the pain points that they're experiencing, right? You want to kind of make them realize that once more. And then you want to be very clear on who your presentation is actually for and who is it not for. Because the moment you do that, see, at the end of the day as a coach, what do you want? You want qualified leads, because qualified leads are more likely to be clients, right? So how do you actually help your audience qualify themselves is by telling them, hey, this presentation is for you if you are, let's say it's leadership coaching for working professionals. If you are an executive, you have 5 years experience, right? You're open to learning, you're open to growth. This is who it is for. Now, who is this not for? This is not for you if you feel that by watching YouTube videos you're going to become great at leadership. This is not for you if you don't have a job. This is not for you if you are close-minded, or this is not for you if you feel that investing in yourself is not important. This is not for you if you are content in your life, right? You need to be very honest, very clear, and very transparent so that they know that they're not wasting their time, or they know that, yes, I'm in the right place. So you have to understand, it's like a micro filtration within your presentation. It doesn't matter if they've signed up for it. The moment you tell them that, hey, this is for you if, and this is not for you if, they know, right? It pre-frames their mindset towards watching the rest of the presentation. So once you've kind of done that, then you want to get into exactly what is it that you're going to cover. What is it that they're going to learn? You want to introduce this because it gives them this forthcoming attraction that, oh, in this presentation, I'm going to learn how to do this. I'm going to learn about this. Oh, I'm going to learn about that. It gets them excited because, mind you, they're watching this presentation on their own time. It's not a live interaction where you can hold them accountable and keep them engaged. Your presentation has to be self-engaging. Otherwise, they're not going to watch the rest of it. And if they don't watch your presentation, they're most likely not going to book a call and you don't want that, right? Who is the ideal client for you? Is someone who watches the entire presentation, understands your value, what you have to offer, and then actually books a call, right? So, quick recap. You want to address their pain points. You want to help them understand whether it's for them or not. Then you want to talk to them about what they're going to learn. What does the presentation cover? Then you want to introduce yourself, right? Because that's really important as well. But the thing about your introduction in the VSL is that you don't want to go on and on about all your accomplishments and all your certificates. You want to be very brief, yet showcase that you know what you're talking about and you have some basic qualification. Okay, now depending on how many years experience you have in your particular domain of expertise, you can show what you have, but keep it to one slide. That's it, max to max 2 slides. What's more important than your accomplishments? And this is, again, if you have testimonials, then it is great to showcase. Here is what our clients have to say about us. Here is what our students have to say about us. Just pick up screenshots. It could be a WhatsApp conversation. It could be a Trustpilot review. It could be a post someone shared with you of their review on Facebook. Take screenshots. That will demonstrate your credibility that yes, this is who this person is. And oh, there are other clients or students who have got results. It will trigger psychologically the thought that yes, I also want similar results. So you have to understand that it's a very micro engaging process to take the attention through those 20-25 minutes. Okay, so every slide has to be optimized. You don't want to lose their attention with one slide and talk about stuff that doesn't matter. You don't want to go on and on about yourself. Nobody cares about you. They care about how you can help them. Okay, so once you've kind of showcased who you are, you've introduced yourself, and if you have testimonials, if you don't have testimonials, you're just starting out, it's okay, right? Everyone has to start somewhere, right? So don't worry about, oh, I need testimonials, oh, I need to have this much credibility and then I can, it doesn't matter. People see your value, then they will pay your value. Trust me, it's proven. Okay, so if you have testimonials, put them there. If you don't, it's okay, right? Now here, once you start building on the presentation, you want to go about actually covering the content of the points that you want to cover in the presentation. So for example, let's say you have, 3 or 5 points that you want to cover. Now there is no hard and fast rule, but you don't want to kind of deliver too much content. At the same time, you don't want it to feel like they've not got any value. Okay, so you need to understand, have 3 to 5 points. Now what are these points? If you're thinking, what are these points, Rohit? These points are nothing but concepts, principles, ideas, secrets, strategies, pillars. What is it that your audience does not know that they should? You want to align them with your thought process. And when you do that, they will have that eureka moment like, oh, I didn't think about that. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, for example, let's say you are a stock market coach and you want to help your audience get started in the stock market, something very basic. So what is it that you would want to cover? Think logically. What is it that your audience doesn't know? Here's another bonus. What is it that your audience believes wrong about the stock market? What are the misconceptions that they have, right? Trust me, if your audience knew what they should, they wouldn't be checking out your presentation, right? It's because there's something missing. They have a false belief, they have a misconception, or they just don't know what they don't know. And your job is to introduce these new ideas that are the base foundation to what you have to deliver as a coach, right? So you need to understand that it's all about showcasing what they need to know and what is possible for them if they applied those strategies or if they applied those principles or if they understood those secrets. And here you need to understand that when you explain each and every point, you want to break that limiting belief that they have. For example, stock market example, let's say your first point is the biggest assumption that most beginners have when it comes to investing in the stock market. And let's say you're introducing that assumption now in the first point. And that assumption is basically that you lose money in the stock market, right? And then you go and tell them that, hey, that's false. And if you knew the right strategies, if you knew how to do market research, if you knew how to do this, then you will not lose money. You'll be calculative, you'll be smart, and that's how you can get started. Like, there are so many things, and while I'm talking to you, I hope you're also thinking and framing ideas of how you can present your value in a way that differentiates you from every other coach out there, right? Because if you're going to sound like every other coach, then it's going to be difficult to have that unique value proposition. Okay, so when you're covering each point, you want to address their limiting belief, you want to show them what they need to know, and you can also share some case studies. And if you don't have case studies, you can go and borrow case studies of people who have achieved that. Because between me and you, whatever you know today, whatever you applied, you've also learned it somewhere, right? It could be a book, could be a course, could be a mentor. You've learned. You have a source to your information. And if you don't have any clients right now, you could borrow case studies from those sources and be like, hey, look at how this person did that. You could give examples of Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, if that's relevant, right? So don't think too much, don't overanalyze. Just think about what would your target audience need to see to help them feel that they're taking a progressive step towards their goal. And then you want to create 3 to 4 to 5 max points that follow that same framework, right? You want to break a limiting belief. You want to showcase the possibilities. You want to showcase what would happen if they actually applied those principles or strategies, right? And that's exactly what you want to do with all those points. So on average, just keep it at 3, max 5. But you need to understand that these points are not about teaching, it's about teasing, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, because if you had to go and teach, it would take you a lot of time to actually cover the entire subject, right? The whole point of this presentation, this VSL, is to give them a trailer of what they don't know and what they should, and what is possible if they applied what they now learned, right? Okay, because why do we create a VSL? Why do we create this presentation? Is simply put, for them to see whether or not you're the right person to help them achieve their desired goal. Now, when you cover these 3 to 4 points, okay, and if you have more testimonials, inject them inside, right? Explain to your target audience that, hey, look at this client of mine. He was here, she was there, and now based on these principles, this is what they were able to achieve. And if you don't have testimonials, again, don't worry, it's fine. Just make sure that you're providing actual value, genuine value, okay? It's all about breaking belief systems and then bridging the gap towards the close. Now, the best part about this presentation is that you're not going into full salesy mode. You're not going into, hey, now there's a fast action bonus and you got to go and click on the payment link that's going to pop up on your screen. None of that. You're going to invite them. You're going to say, hey, if you liked what you saw, if you liked what you heard, if it actually resonated with you, then there are 2 ways to go from here. One, you take what you learned, you go and apply it on your own. Yes, of course, it might take you years to actually figure it out, but that's an option. Or the second option is where you can follow a proven roadmap with the help of a trusted expert who's already helped so many clients or who's already done it him or herself. If the second option resonates with you, I'd like to invite you to book a free consultation. On this consultation, we'll have a discussion. We'll understand what you're going through, what is it that you want to achieve, and whether or not we're a right fit to work together. And if we are, then all additional details will be provided on the call itself. If not, you'll still receive immense value, guidance, and clarity on the call. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Click on the button below to book your call right now. You see, it's so simple, straightforward, transparent, and genuine. And it also takes off the pressure on you because you're not live. In like live webinars, there's a lot of pressure to sell. No. The best thing about this funnel is that people will book a call with you voluntarily if they see your value and if feel that, yes, this is an expert I can speak to who can actually help me. They won't need to be pressurized to book a call with you. They'll do it themselves. And that's the best part. And I think that's a really important part because I see a lot of coaches today, they're under a lot of pressure to sell. But in this funnel, it's more of a, it's more of a pull approach. Like people watch the presentation, they like what they see, they like what they hear. Oh, they say, okay, great. You have an option to book a call. They book a call with you. It's quite straightforward, right? Now, here's another thing as well, is that if you actually have a program, you have a clearly outlined program, it could be a 6-week or a 6-month program, whatever it is, your main offer. You can also tease that towards the end of the presentation and say, like, hey, if option 2 resonates with you, remember option 2, option 1, option 2. If option 2 resonates with you, I'd like to give you access to our 6-week coaching program. In this program, we're going to cover week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6. You showcase the features, you showcase the benefits, and then you move on to say, please know that this specific mentorship, this coaching is not for everyone. To see if we're a good fit, we'd love to invite you to book a call with us. And then so on and so forth. So just to quickly summarize, you need to understand that when you're scripting your VSL, your presentation, your masterclass, your free training, right? It doesn't matter what name you give it. What matters is, what is the substance in your presentation? What is the quality of your presentation? It's not about having 200, 300 slides crammed up together. It's about having the right amount of value that is actually going to resonate with your audience. So I'm going to quickly summarize the layout of your VSL. You got to start off with understanding how to title it. What are the 3 to 5 points you want to cover? Make sure to start off your VSL by addressing pain points, helping them understand whether it's for them or not. Then you want to ensure that you tell them what you're going to cover in the presentation, what are the points you're going to cover, and introduce yourself. Don't overdo it. If you have testimonials, showcase it. And then you come into the actual content, the value. Make sure you follow a simple framework. What is their limiting belief? Why is it a limiting belief? And what is the new belief that they need to incorporate? And what are the possibilities of that new belief? If you have a case study, put it in there. Repeat that process for 3, 4, or 5 points. Okay, make sure the sweet spot is 3, but you can go up to 5, right? Don't stretch the timeline of your presentation, because you won't really know how much time it's gonna be until you record the presentation. Okay, and when you close the presentation, you wanna tell them that, hey, there are 2 ways to go forward. 1, you take what you learn, go apply it on your own. 2nd, we can help you. This is how we can help you. You can book a call. And that, my friends, is how I have been building VSLs, building this presentation, not just for my own business, but for my clients as well. And trust me, it works really, really well. However, one short way of screwing up your script is by having a really bad design. You need to also understand that you want to create a visual experience for your audience, right? And I believe that simplicity is key. You want to make sure that whether you're designing your presentation on Canva or PowerPoint or Keynote, you want to ensure that you are taking the script and incorporating it into those slides, but you don't want to do like a copy paste. You want to ensure that the words are there, and put the words in big letters, right? And ensure that you're using simple colors. Only insert images where you feel are genuinely required to kind of emphasize on a point. Insert screenshots of testimonials or of graphs or charts or any images that are actually relevant, but just keep it clean. Don't just fill it up. Don't ensure that every part of the slide is just filled up with unnecessary stuff. Keep the design clean. Okay, just make sure it's engaging, make sure it's value driven, and make sure it's crisp. Okay, and do not go into complete teaching mode. You want to tease, you want to give a trailer so that they see your value, so that they take the next step and book that call with you. In this video specifically, I just wanted to speak about building, designing, conceptualizing a powerful presentation to showcase your authority, credibility, and expertise, so that the right people perceive you as an expert and book a call with you. So if you found this video valuable, let me know in your comments below. If you have any questions, you can drop a comment and I'll definitely answer. And thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.